What's up, guys? We're watching game number 3 of Don Artie versus Keo in this Don Tent series we are covering. It's Keo spawning in over here on this northeastern side of Four Lakes in an HRE mirror. And how will these builds differ? Don Artie on the southwestern side, already going ahead, moving that Bill out, getting ready to take the water. Whereas Keo building up that house first is not dropping that dock as early. And Don already realized he needed that house. He was going to be delayed to that dock. He got a little too quick to the gun. Whatever you want to call it. I forgot what the saying is now that my mind's deciding to not work for a second. But dock will about to be dropped from each of these players, trying to get a nice and efficient spot and go ahead and start pumping out that fishing boat, get that economy ramped up and rolling, and get to Castle Age as fast as possible. The big difference is going to be how much feudal age, if any, military are these players going to invest in? Are they going to force anything out from the other side? Are there going to be that typical, little bit of proactive outposts? Are we going to potentially see tower rush from the opposite side? Only time will tell. Big thing right now, fishing boat coming out, and on the opposite side, fishing boat has not yet been queued up for Keo. So Don Artie is a little bit ahead in this regards. We're going to look in at the sheep. Keo's at 11, Don Artie's at 8, but the sheep don't matter quite as much because both of these players should start relying harder on the fishing boats. Right now we see none, but soon enough we'll see these lakes filled with like 8 to 10 to maybe even more fishing boats depending on how far into this game we get. Scout for Don Artie, circling around trying to see some of the base of Keo potentially, but more importantly trying to snag up some more of those sheep, snag them over from the opposite side, and we'll just kind of get to progress in this game. Like I said, it's going to be about this fishing eco early on. Prellate's going to be bouncing back and forth, but mainly focusing on inspiring these woodvilles because he wants as much wood as possible for his fishing eco. Same thing for Keo. Prelate will be right in between the wood and the foodvilles. But Keo has the big difference. He is already over to the gold mine, whereas Don, he has not transitioned over to the gold yet. Still going heavier and heavier onto the wood and going for a double dock. Look at this play. Villager moving out to the south lake. He says it is called Four Lakes for a reason. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that second lake. The big thing is like normally you'd say, oh, he doesn't have the wood reserves to be able to support 2 docks at a time. But Don says, no, no, no. I have continued to send to that wood line, and I'm still having my prelate on those villagers on wood, and now moving over to the gold. Scout's just bouncing back and forth. Don knows that the scout hadn't seen his second side dock yet because he has a little bit of scout war, and then Scott spots out the second scout that is on top of his gold mine. So at this point in time, Don has 5 fishing boats working in the west side. Just now is starting to queue up fishing boats in the south side and has that dock double fishing boats already queued up, where Keo only has 4 fishing boats total. So yes, Keo might be a little bit quicker to feudal age as you see the resources in the bank, but this should allow Don to hit up castle much faster. Proactive wall coming down as well. Does not want Keo to be able to build a little bit of a secret dock, and Don says, I have a plethora of wood. I'm heavier onto the wood. I have more. I went a little bit heavier than I expected and expect more than I needed because he still has fishing boats queued up in both of these docks and is building this long investment of a wall. Needs to drop a house though, is dropping a house, finishing that up now. Heavy onto the gold, and the fishing boats should start paying off. These things are dropping off 40 a pop. The problem is the distance of how far away they have to drop off, so sometimes it's a little bit inconsistent. The more you get though, the less inconsistent it is as you start seeing that 40 plus 40 start coming in. Don should be able to start dropping that age up in a little bit. Chapel about halfway there, and at this point, Keo, he might be thinking like, why is Don so far behind in this situation? Why is he not aging up right now? And he might not know about this Southside dock expansion so far. He might be thinking something else. Might be thinking it was military, but ooh, Villager moving out from Keo might be going for a dock in the west side, his original fish expansion, to go ahead and pop out that galley because the feudal age is going to come out first for Keo. Don has stopped queuing. Oh no, he's keeping queuing up fishing boats. Is able to go ahead. Oh, pulls back, builds the outpost, but at the same time can finish up his feudal age. Pulls a ton of the vills off of wood, and just fast builds the chapel. All 11 vills that are on the wood onto the chapel because he has a little bit of wood reserve still, and he is fine with idling the fishing for now because again, 9 fishing boats in the west. 5 fishing boats in the south. That's 14 fishing boats compared to Keo's total of 5. So 9 extra economy as far as fishing goes. It's 37 to 28. So numbers do add up. Numbers do make sense. Villager quite low from wolves on the path, and I wonder if Don Artie will be able to spot this out. He has a scout going over there. Should know that with feudal age being hit, that this is what should be coming soon. Jumps inside the outpost that he built on gold and does not quite get that scout pick. Don doesn't have the corner spotted out yet, but will in just a second. Spots out the Vill. How low's the Vill? It's at 15 health. He'll be able to finish the dock. He'll be able to queue up a galley. Problem is those galleys take some bit of time to actually start taking down the fishing boats. And what does Don do in return? He queues up a galley as well. He will have the fishing boats to heal up his galley, so he will always win this fight. And then he can also keep expanding to this south side and just build up more fishing boats there. Exactly what he decides to do. Villager gets taken down. Scout gets taken down, but I think Scout for Villager is fine for the time being. Problem for Don, though, is he is not going to have any vision now. Double Prelate has come out, so the one Prelate in the chapel, one Prelate over onto the gold. Whereas Keo does not have that second Prelate out. And again, look at the resources in the bank. I was mentioning this earlier. The fishing boats, the amount of economic difference extra that second dock expansion did, and extra fishing boat investment. It delayed up his feudal, but then he was able in return to hopefully be able to have a healthier and stronger castle age timing. As I say that, Keo gets a bunch of drop-offs in. He is closer to castle. Should be dropping castle. Regnance, 7 vills. Don Artie, Regnance, 14 vills. So I don't know about those numbers to you, Don, but they seem good to me. They check out for me that Don should be getting his castle age first, even though... Oh, more vills get pulled on top of it right as I'm saying that. 12 vills on top of Regnance versus the 14 for Don. However, Don already had that extra prelate as I was mentioning on his gold mine. I'm surprised he hasn't already started moving out to some of the relics. Both of the relics seem, well actually, kind of most of the relics seem pretty easy. Scouts moving out for Keo to some of the relics, not prelates. One of the prelates moving out, second prelate's moving out to the very far side relic, whereas Don, he's moving out to the 2 closer ones. He wants to go ahead and secure the 2 as fast as possible, get them into his regnance, get his gold pumping out. Wants to make sure as well, if he can, to try to deny some on the opposite side. Oh, well, it's a scout. Just pick it up. Go ahead and pull it back. No military buildings out except for Don. I didn't see any on the opposite side for Keo. Yep, no military buildings for Keo yet, whereas Don, he already has knights prepped up. And why? He has the extra economy to do this because of his extra fishing expansion. Prelate moving out to the north side as well. Eastern Prelate has a wolf on top of it, but snags the relic. Was that... So Don only got 1 relic. Keo is securing up 3 right now. It's a 3-to-1 relic differential right now. Don's Prelate's moving out, trying to snag this other relic. A knight is on its way, might just be able to spot out a Prelate. Needs to find it. Doesn't see it yet. Instead opts for the scout. It does look like it just might be a 3-2 relic differential. Keo just drops in his first relic. Don already has his first relic, pumping out some gold. Problem is for Don, the second relic's being pulled back. The third relic can just be dropped in an outpost. Surprised he just didn't drop that one in the outpost and pull this one back, since it is the outpost was right there near and close. But no worries. Hulk comes out for Don. Oh no. Hulk comes out for Keo to start taking down Don's fishing, but Hulk has been queued up for Don. An additional Hulk has been queued up for Keo. So we're gonna see a little bit of a battle in this west side on the sea, not the land, but at the same time, Don is the one forcing knights down the throat of Keo. Should be able to start raiding, should be able to start doing some damage, and might just try for a sneaky dock himself at some point on the eastern side. Still has his south side that Keo hasn't spotted out, so really, really good job there. Hulk is in the mix, Galley's still in the mix, and Don needs another Hulk now. Has the fishing boat still attempting to work? Could heal up his Galley that's fighting right now. And the Galley ends up winning the trade versus the other Galley, just barely though. Hulk being healed by the dock. No second Hulk being queued up by Don Artie yet. Just needs to spin to win, but does not have enough, and Hulk gets taken down. Don Artie has all of his knights getting queued up towards the stables of Keo, and Keo's trying to mass up knights himself. Is that emergency repair connected? I can't tell. It is connected, so the burning down the stables is pretty worthless for Don Artie. Needs to actually do some actual damage other than something that can just be emergency repaired up. Fishing boats come back, and the whole entire west side pond has been denied. Southside still sitting healthy for Don. It's 51-15 for Don. It's 47-18, but that doesn't tell the whole story, since fishing boats are still getting taken down for Don Artie. Still queuing up more and more of those knights, and as I mentioned, emergency repair comes on through. We'll just heal that stables fully on up, and won't be any worry at all for Keo. Keo's at 7 knights, whereas Don's at 9 though. He had that extra economy working for longer. Keo's starting to build up those resources, whereas Don seems to be spending his, and Keo just drops double barracks, wants to get some spearmen in the mix because of the mass stables, mass knights that we see coming out from Don Artie. Don Artie opting to take the fight. He has the knight numbers, and also splits off 2 knights to go into the economy. Going for the market. Takes down a couple of the knights, still has a lot of knights himself, whereas a couple of the knights from Keo are quite low, and Don is deciding to dive some of the woodline and then pull back himself. Reinforcing knights coming in. Don has 15 knights now over on the side of Keo. He's got a total of 11 military, and those spearmen are just hardened spearmen. They're not anything too scary. They don't have any of the crazy Imperial Age upgrades that you can end up getting. They just take the charge. They immediately get taken down, and Don has the knight numbers. Keo was trying to save up for Imperial, and I think he needs to invest more into his defenses right now. If Don keeps making more and more knights, there's nothing Keo's going to do, and look what Don has in queue. It's 6 more knights. He's dropped 6 stables. It's 6 knights. He's immediately just going to be able to mass up as fast as possible. Not only that, Don's on top of the economy. Don's on top of the more of the military. He's taking good trades. He might even be under the sprinkled outpost with the relic inside, but he doesn't care. He is taking down so much right now. Absolutely crushing Keo's military. Absolutely crushing everything out there, but needs to fall back now. Needs to fall back to his reinforcements and then recheck himself and maybe look somewhere else to go for some damage. Taking up the Eastern Sacred Site, remassing just the same amount of knights yet again, back up at 14 knights. He's at 57 eco, whereas Keo is down at 40. Eastern Dock, if Don dropped an Eastern Dock over here and got a Hulk out, it would absolutely just be game over for Keo. That would be all of his food economy. We just saw how many vills just got taken out over on those berries on that wood line. Knights just continuing to mass up. It's all Knights. Spear numbers starting to get a little bit healthier. It's at 10. A couple of the Knights are in play. It's 12 spears. It's 9 Knights versus 21 Knights. And Don, yet again, is going for that woodline. Keo has, again, kind of that weird amount of resources where you're close to Imperial Age, but you do not have enough. Honestly, if I were Don, I would just move these Knights around and go and burn down Regnants. Imperial Age being dropped from Keo. Villagers being pulled. This is a ton of vills being pulled. 21 vills pulled off of the woodline. Don moving over, and he's not opting to burn Regnants. He's opting to burn the dock. He's going to force this fight at the perfect timing, right as Regnants is going up. That means no more reinforcements are going to be coming in for Keo right now. Look at the resources in the bank. He basically has no one working, and he fast burns the dock before it even gets taken down. That's all the food economy that gets taken down. Keo's not going to be able to do anything as far as food goes. He's got 128 in the bank. He needs to fast build a dock. If Don just monitors this, and if Don just goes and moves up and builds another dock, has another 6 Knights in reserve as well. Imperial Age comes out. Palace of Swabia can start working for Keo, but he doesn't even really have the food to do so. He needs to be sending these vills all to the berries and deer behind him, or build a dock on the north side. Keo's in a strong... Don's got 25 vills. He's moving up. He knows he has the military mass, and he's got 961 stone in the bank. What do you think that means? It's going to be a keep drop, and not only is it a keep drop, it's a keep drop right on all of the production out of Keo. Keo's not going to be able to make any spears anymore, and Keo can't defend all of the night mass. All of those barracks were front and forward. Keeps halfway done. Don takes the charge. He's fine with this. He has a ton of Knights right now. Keo invested so much into Swabia. All the food right now is getting denied, or was getting denied. Dock has been rebuilt. Knights take yet another charge, but the keep has been finished. All of the spears are starting to get taken down, and that is the only front line to deal with this Knight mass. There's nothing else, and all of the spears, the surround comes in from the Knights. Every single one goes down. Where's the military coming out from Keo? Look at the food in the bank. He's still going on to the wood instead of the food. He has no food. He's queuing up one villager and a bombard. He needs to do something other than that. Is he just going to try to mass build outposts? I'm confused what Keo's doing. Food drop-off finally comes in. What does he queue up? He still hasn't queued up anything. Trying to get the upgraded elite spearmen now. But there's only 2 barracks that are actually going to be able to produce spearmen that don't immediately die. Emergency repair coming in, and Don immediately swaps to the other outpost. Love this by Don. He's just going to easily be able to take out all the outposts with the amount of Knights he has. And usually you say you can't be that one-dimensional in a game like this. In a game like chess, you can't rock, paper, scissors. You can't always go rock. But Don says, yes, I can. If that rock keeps getting thrown at your face and we're not playing the game, that's all that matters. You can't stop it. All of the Knights are just barreling down, killing all of the villagers popping out. Keo is down to 45 economy, whereas Don's up at 61. Swabia has not been able to work. There's 10 villagers sitting inside as well, so who cares if it's even a villager number? Keo was too aggressive with the Swabia. He didn't think to defend himself first. 5 more vills get taken out. Vills were trying to move forward. The relic that was forward has been taken out as well. Don has claimed the wood line that was forward from Keo. The bomber that was out is going to go get sniped on down. A couple of the spearmen are out. They are elite spearmen, but how many are there? 4? I don't think 4 elite spearmen can take out 24 Knights that are out on the side of Don Artie. Full surrounding Palace of Swabia will surely start burning down Swabia after he starts taking down all of the rest of actually the villagers. Look at the villagers on the deer. Knights go ahead. They're taking down more and more of the villagers. Keo, let's swap over to his view. 41 villagers, 9 military, and that number is continuing to fall lower and lower and lower. He throws in the towel, and Don takes down the mirror matchup. The Southern Dock expansion gave him the extra eco. He said, I don't care that I didn't get that extra relic. I'm just going to continually build these knights. He ended up taking down the Eastern Dock, stalling out that food eco for long enough. It gave himself the defense. It gave himself enough to give him an advantage to take on the Muslim next. Let's see how he ends up doing. If you want to end up checking out that game, check it out on the EGCTV broadcast. Thanks everyone for checking in today. Sub, thumbs up, comment down below.